Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's CITI program webinar. Today's topic is Improving the Clinical Trial Participants' Experience from Recruitment through Study Closure and will be presented by Deena Bernstein from Datacubed Health and Claudia Gomes from Headlands.
During today's presentation, we're going to talk about identifying strategies that sponsors and CROs can integrate into study design to enhance the overall clinical trial participant experience. We'll discuss what are the best practices for engagement that sites can implement to improve participant experience. Describe some tools that can be used to improve retention of clinical trial participants. And explain the importance of listening to the voice of the clinical trial participant to improve their overall satisfaction with all patient-facing aspects of the clinical trial process. How can stakeholders implement ways to improve the participant experience? Cost. You could use a preloaded pay card to pay participants their stipends for time and travel, right there on the spot. Time. Ask questions of convenience and optionality on visit scheduling. Anxiety and stress. In order to avoid anxiety and stress, sites can have open, clear communication with their participants so they understand every detail and what to expect next. For example, if a biopsy is being scheduled, explain ahead of time what the process is and make sure that they understand and are prepared for that visit. This can reduce anxiety and stress. Travel. Provide directions and instructions about parking if your site is located in a difficult location. Provide an Uber ride or even schedule transportation to and from for the participant to make it easier. Commitments. In order to make the visits better, accommodate around family and work schedules. Understanding. Sites should always ensure the participants have comprehension of what is coming next. Make sure they know what it means to be a participant in the study and what that commitment might look like. How many visits are in the study? How long are the visits? And that type of information. The next section is sponsors, CROs, sites, and vendors. And what are some strategies they can look at? Claudia?
Hi, Deena. Thank you so much. I'm going to go over the next few topics with you. So to get right into it, one goal, one direction, same vision, right? So there's a lot of different ways that we can say all of this. And I really like to say that we should be looking at clinical research as a whole, being a great big project, and a project where ideally everyone's on the same page and everyone ends up happy, right? Doesn't that all sound so good? So we start by thinking, what do sponsors, CROs, sites, and clinical trial participants all want in common? Trust, partnership, accurate data, clear communication. You know, these are the top four, but definitely there's always more involved. And how can sponsors and CROs ensure that these gold standards are met?
In closing, the objectives that we had were the stakeholder strategies and how protocol design with participant input is really key. Improving the participant experience, how we engage through personal communication and minimizing the burden on participants. Then we talked about the retention toolbox, how we can use tools that are engaging and easy to use. And lastly, listening to the voice of the participant and taking action to improve their experience overall.
Please also be sure to visit cityprogram.org to review our content offerings, as we are continually adding new content in various areas of research, ethics, compliance, professional development, and higher education.